Hello, it's Monday. Let's see how this goes. It is the 16th of September. Cheers. Well, the world is just in a state, isn't it? So yes, some of you may notice I have lost another tooth, and someday I may bother to tell the whole story. It's quite a saga how this all happened. It all started because of an accident. So all the controversy that I've dealt with over the years regarding my teeth when I was trying to do something about it and got attacked by strangers on the internet. It's just been quite the saga. But I'm okay. And someday I might tell the whole story. I've told parts before, but it's like ultimately it was nobody's business but mine. So a few things to talk about, but we'll go with the first things, which is some musical deaths. And here here in Nebraska, I just woke up this morning to find out Charlie Burton has passed away. Some of you folks who watch me outside of Nebraska might know who he is. You ought to. Charlie Burton and Rock Therapy is one of his groups. I tried to find the single I have by him. It's not where I hoped it would be. It's another place. Charlie Burton was the real deal. A bit older than me. Truly a roots rocker, but in the but cut from the same cloth as Iggy Pop. In the early days of Charlie Burton shows, you didn't know what was going to happen because he was wild. He was good at it. Good performer as well as he could write and play, but he would get off the stage and attack the audience, and just you never know. I've played several shows with Charlie over the years. Very happy to say. He and I are also very happy that we are both members of the Nebraska Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm just going to call it that. There's this whole deal with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that they won't let states call their halls of fame Rock and Roll Halls of Fame. But that's what they are. I'm proud to be in it with Randy Meisner and Charlie Burton and Preston Love and Buddy Miles and people like that. I'm in there too. Rest in peace, Charlie. Also found out this morning that Tito Jackson of the Jackson 5 has passed away. Said. And then yesterday the news was that Raleigh Moseman, excellent producer who's done some great work with the Fetus and other people, passed away. It's just the times, y'all. Cheers. Coffee is good this morning. So to incorporate some music into what I'm talking about, yesterday was the 52nd anniversary of the release of this album, Genesis Foxtrot. This was my introduction to the band. This is the first thing I saw Nursery Crime, but didn't get to hear it. When this came out, my friends, the Reese brothers, bought it. It stunned me. It was even frightening to me, the opening mellotron chords. It's what I was looking for. I was only like 15 or 16. Still love this album. Played it all the way through yesterday. Yeah, I have multiple copies of this from different countries. It's not a masterpiece, but it's a masterpiece. It's imperfect, but in its reach, what they were attempting to do, culminating with Supper's Ready on side 2. This was a bold move by a band at the time. Fantastic album. Anything else right quick? The other thing that I listened to in the last couple of days that really hit a home run, hadn't listened to this one that closely, The Third Decade by the Art Ensemble of Chicago. This is fantastic. It starts off with synthesizer. Completely unexpected. You know, the first minute or so, you don't hear any horns. And as the band comes in, it's like, this is brilliant. Very, very happy that I got to meet Joseph Jarman. No, Roscoe Mitchell of the band. Sometimes I get them mixed up. Got to meet Roscoe Mitchell of the Art Ensemble a couple of years ago. Fantastic. So, thank you in the comments, people. I will continue to speak my mind. And the news has been so bizarre since the cat-loving GOP people just come out with their madness. Longtime good friend of mine, Frank Zia, he comes up in conversation here. He was so distraught by the news, the way it's been, the political news, that he needed to visit. His wife told him, "Get out of the house. You're getting really agitated." So it was great to have a good friend come by, and we could vent, you know, back and forth about just how unpatriotic and how insipid and childish the actions of Trump and his team are. My troll will enjoy this because he's going to get some attention. So while Frank was here, I just happened to check on my phone, you know, for some activity, and there was the Mr. Troll, who I knew would eventually show up and say something stupid because I've mentioned Trump. So I showed it to Frank before I deleted it, and we both just shake our heads at the infantile, juvenile nature of this behavior and how blind it is. It's like these people don't see how destructively stupid their behavior is, including Trump and Vance. It's disgusting. And I will speak up, and I will just continue to delete comments that are bullshit. Someone who watches me here made comments on my Facebook page that just irritated me the way that he framed it. It's not that he had something good to say, but it's like, you don't know me, and the way that you approach me is like you know me, and you don't. And so it just, I told him, leave me alone. You don't know me. I've never met you. It would probably make all the difference in the world if we had a face-to-face conversation. But to step to me the way that he has several times, it started a long time ago, and he doesn't remember, but it was something that he said to me. It's like, you don't know me to be talking to me like that. And if I knew the person and had the context as a friend, it'd make all the difference. But I don't know him, so it's like, you stop. That's where I'm at. Whether that's shitty or not, that's my stance, okay? And I do that with other people too. There's a friend he's a friend, but he doesn't really know me. He's a musical associate who we played a lot, but I've known him since I was a teen. And just knowing the nature of him was why we're not close friends. And when he makes comments, he shows me why. It's like, you don't understand me. And I understand you, and I'll play music with you, but arm's length. There's a lot of people like that. You got to have boundaries, people. So what I've been thinking of doing is, I've got 10 inches, not a big collection, a small collection of 10-inch records. I've never showed them dedicatedly. So I grabbed a pile, Let's see what's in the 10-inch records pile to show. The first thing that comes up is this 10-inch that was given to me not that long ago. Some of you may remember I received a wonderful package from this fella in Germany. And this is Yukio Jung. Goodbye Pork Pie Brain. I like this yellow vinyl. Can't describe it because I haven't listened to it recently enough to tell you. It's good though. These were at one time in alphabetical order. They're not right. They're obviously not here. Here's a limited edition 4 Against 10-inch CD, In the Marshes, on the Independent Project label. Is that the right label? Where Bruce Leiker does all this. What is the technique, that I can't think of right now, for printing? And they do a wonderful job. Glad to call these guys friends. For a hot minute, it looked like I was going to maybe be working with Bruce Leiker on a project regarding digital sex. And because of the bullshit between myself and the former lead singer, nothing's happening. And I told him, don't move forward without me involved. I'll make waves. That was my band, not his. Guillotine. I used to have the one with Warsaw, early Joy Division on it, but I don't. I don't know. I guess I needed the money. Guillotine on Virgin. This was a very cool compilation, sampler, whatever you want to call it, with at the time an XTC song, only available here, Traffic Light Rock. Avant Gardener is on here. Penetration, X-Ray Specs. This is really good. The Motors and the Table. Do the Standing Still. It's the only thing I think they ever released. It's a real cool song. And what a cool idea. Do the standing still. Do the stand still as a dance. What's next here? This is another reason why I'm doing this, because they sit as a collection in the other room, and I'm always passing them and never playing them. So maybe I'll play some today. Field Music. Warm Digits. I have to play this. I know that this is good. Okay. I don't have to pull them all out, but that's just what I like to do so you can see. Here's a 10-inch by Fenez. Christian Fenez, who's done some cool work with Sakamoto, but his work alone is very cool. I have to look because some of these records are different colors. I forget. Fenez, 7 Stars. Okay. Of course, anyone who has comments about this music that knows about it, of course you're welcome to leave them. Here's one that I actually ordered. I don't like to order things, but this one I wanted it for my Faust collection. That was the only way I was going to get it. Faust and Omar Rodriguez Lopez of the Mars Volta. This is on white vinyl. Once again, I can't describe this, don't remember it. Faust is always interesting. Mr. Lopez is always interesting. This will get a spin today. I'll do a few more of these. Here is a double 10-inch from back in the 70s, late 70s or early 80s, when I was still messing with industrial music and just wanting to know about different off the beaten path stuff. Entrave Étouffement from Australia. And this has these bands on it. The band that I knew about when I bought it was Severed Heads, Scattered Order, but found out about these others. Cool package like they used to do, like Sordide Sentimental and some of the labels where they will print stuff and have these treaties or these long tracks of discussion, graphics that are intriguing and almost like kind of like what's going on here? You see what I mean about the graphics? Haven't played this in a while. If I remember correctly, this is a mixture of electronics and sound work, music concrete, stuff like that. Yeah, this is one where I've been thinking for a couple of days. Well, go jump into the 10 inches and see what you have to show. Here is one where... Did I tape this? No, I haven't. Thank goodness, it's in good shape. A Duke Ellington 10-inch from the 50s. Duke Ellington and others. The music of Duke Ellington and others, okay? So, this is not actually Duke Ellington. This is, does it say? No. Oh, the Royal Orchestra. Interesting. I don't know that I've ever listened to this, honestly. I do remember finding it in Minneapolis, along with some other 10 inches. My friend Gary Foster went nuts at the store. It was this black couple up in Minneapolis, or is it Chicago? It was a store that's in their house, has a long-standing reputation. It's really disorganized, but it's a gold mine, especially for jazz. Crispy Ambulance. This is wait, is this on Factory? Yep, Factory, Fact 32. Crispy Ambulance. This is good. This is that post-punk sound that Joy Division gets a lot of credit for, but they weren't the only ones. And everyone doing that sound, they weren't copying Joy Division. It was a sound of the times. Crispy Ambulance. Greatness. This I definitely want to play it. This is Cold Cut, remixed on one side by Rei Harakami, one track, and Yukihiro Takahashi of Yellow Magic Orchestra on the other. Then the other side is two other Hexstatic and Voda remixes. Cold Cut. Let Us Replay on Ninja Tune. I remember this one because the Rei Harakami remix is very memorable. If you've never heard of Rei Harakami, I'll try to remember to write these titles. I've been not doing it lately. But he passed away at a young age, but he had a very unique sound. Very Japanese and electronic, but unique. Now this is not a 10-inch, but it comes in a 10-inch package. Citizen UK Ubik Demon. Again, from that time, that period where it's like I'm just checking this stuff out. Like that other one I showed you with severed heads. The graphic presentation. This is numbered. And this is also a particular label. The Invitation Suicide. Like Sordide Sentimental, where they would do this sort of thing. And this is a 7-inch single in the package. I'll have to get back to it. Circuit de You is an artist that I got to meet and see in person. When I went to her show, I didn't know about her. I forget why I went, but I'm sure glad that I did. Circuit de You, and I bought this at the show. CDY3. She's got a real interesting voice, and she's also a very intense musician. Lithonia, I'm on fire. Helen, you bitch. Cool stuff. And I'm going to put this away before I have this big mess of plastic and stuff to put away. Bear with me, folks. Cindy Talk. I also remember buying this. I bought this in Indiana, Bloomington. I was on tour and spotted this in a store there. Cindy Talk. Some people will know this guy from his work with This Mortal Coil. He has an interesting voice. Silver Shoals of Light. And his music is real impressionistic. This is a one-sided record. One-sided. Interesting stuff, huh? This is definitely more fun than talking about, like, for example, every year they come up with a more Beatles product because they know that they can bleed Beatles fans to death. Beatles fans, hardcore, will buy anything. So I have no interest in the Beatles mono box. No reason to buy that at all. If they come across my desk somehow in my collection, it won't be because I bought them. Catherine Wheel, you know I love this band. I had Dave Hawes, the bass player, on twice. This is a collectible 10-inch featuring exclusive XFM session tracks, Way Down, and it comes with, what are these? Oh, those are like stickers. Nice. I have another 10-inch. Oh, I've got a couple. See, I forget what I have. Delicious. Another. This is their magnum opus, Adam and Eve, this album. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. It should have broken them in the United States big. This album is like Radiohead's OK Computer. It's fantastic. And they put a lot of work into it and a lot of production. It's excellent. This was reissued. I'm going to take it out of the plastic. On a record store day as a 12-inch. So I got that, but I'm glad I have the original, Like Cats and Dogs. This has some, are these some B-sides? I think so, yeah. Great band. Sorry to say that it sounds like Catherine Wheel is no more. I don't think we'll see them again, unfortunately. This one, Burial Chamber Trio, associated with Sun. It's a picture disc with this packaging. I don't play this. It's because it's hard to get out of the package, and I don't want to damage the record any more than it already is. This one is cool. This is a split 10-inch between the band Stupid Babies Go Mad and Boris. You know I love Boris. Boris! 10-inch. I have to pull this because I think it has yeah, this is cool. It's a picture disc. Isn't that wild? That's not a label misplaced. That's a picture disc. Isn't that cool? So yeah, that's the thing about records, that CDs just will never match. It's these graphics. This is cool. Here's a band, I think it comes from the 90s. Because I caught this video, 1995, I caught the video, and I couldn't tell if the leader was a man or a woman, but I really liked the song, Salt. The song Salt by the band Bluster. I don't know about this cover, it really doesn't tell you anything, but so when I finally came across this, it's like, and this is good. It's like, that one song in particular, Salt. It's like, wow, this is a good band. You know, let me hear more of this. But that's the standout track. It's a real good one, though. Salt by Bluster. I'm going to do two more and I'm out of here. This is a favorite of mine of Bjork's. It's a remix of Hyper Ballad, the Outcast mixes. I've played this a lot because it's just a real good. One side of this in particular, they just get it. It's real hypnotic, but it's excellent. Excellent. So that's a favorite release of mine from Bjork. Hyper Ballad remixed. These I need to take out of the... yeah, because these are in good shape. I need to take this out for the last time. Because these are too old to be messing with. Count Basie and his orchestra. The old Count and the new Count. 10-inch. This is one of those that I found at that record store I was telling you about. My friend Gary Foster, who is a buyer, collector, particularly jazz, bought a stack of these because they had these marked way down. Now Gary took advantage because these are not consistently always real pricey on the market, but he knew what he was doing. So at the time when he picked up some of these jazz 10 inches, they were going for big bucks. Now I've looked recently and the prices have gone down on these, which is interesting. But he got a bunch. I got that. I got the Count Basie Dance Parade. Very carefully, I'm removing these. Love Count Basie. Interestingly, as a kid, my mom, she was deaf, but before she went deaf, she was a musician. She didn't like Duke Ellington, but she sure liked Count Basie. And so I would listen more closely to them as a kid to see, why does my mom like Duke Ellington? Because I like both. My dad loved Duke Ellington. And it was both musicians were elegant in their own way, but the simplicity of Count Basie's one or two note approach, so poignant, so elegant. My mom loved it. So I have that. So I'll go ahead and finish. I have two more. I didn't pull them all. And another Count Basie. This one, I can see this one's about to split. I don't even know if we want to take it out to separate it. Well, this one's been taped already. Okay, so carefully. Count Basie. One of the absolute greats. Look who's in his band. Buck Clayton, Lester Young, Joe Jones, Freddie Green. Get out of here. Okay? The greatest of the greats at the time. Mercury Records out of Chicago. Great label. So that goes in separately. I'm glad I did this. And the last thing of the pile that I pulled is another release through Independent Project Records, Autumn Fair. This might be kind of dream poppy or shoegaze before shoegaze. My friends For Against, they're dream pop, they're shoegaze before shoegaze, and they're from Lincoln, Nebraska. They were ahead of the times. Played a bunch of shows with them, proud to say. So this is numbered Independent Project Records. Again, the wonderful presentation, the paper they use, the printing press, yeah. So that's what I have to share today. Hope everyone's okay. I'll say it again, I will not be quiet about the madness of the GOP and the unfortunate, racist, hateful stuff that we're dealing with. A friend of mine who used to live in Madison, if you see this, Sean, he still lives in Wisconsin, his wife. I don't think they're in Madison. But a good friend of mine, going way back to high school, is a youth minister. And for many years, he would travel to Haiti almost yearly to do work with the churches down there. And he is devastated by the treatment of the Haitian community in Springfield, because of the and to have Vance come out and admit it's a lie, he made it up, and there's still no consequences. That horrible double standard where rich white people get a pass is just wrong, and that's what's going on, and why I won't stop speaking out about it. It's just utterly insane that poor, regular folks are blind to this madness and are going to vote for these people. It's such a bad deal. Such a bad deal. So to end on a high note, or just to end on a different note, rest in peace the musicians who we have lost recently. It's just the way it is. The clock keeps ticking, and we keep getting older. I wish I had pictures of myself with Charlie. I looked on my Facebook, and if I've ever had a picture taken with Charlie, I'd never posted it, so I don't. Rest in peace, Charlie. Rest in peace, Tito. Rest in peace, Raleigh Mazaman. There's been others, The passing of time. Take care. Have a good day. Share your thoughts with me. Again, know ahead of time if you're going to speak like a child to me. I'm just going to delete you and block you. And of course, with your childish self, you'll start a whole new account with a fake name just to try to needle me, and it doesn't needle me. It's just like you just show, again, what I'm talking about, the insanity of this political division and how it doesn't even have to exist, not for any good reason. It's all for someone is using this for their personal gain. One more thing to make it absolutely clear. I am well aware that the military, because of the mass money that they make on military, are the monster behind the scenes that any government has to kowtow to. I hate that American money is killing children in Palestine, anywhere, or any people, okay? I don't foolishly blame that on Kamala. I know that if there's anything she can do as the president, if she, hopefully she becomes it, she'll try. But special interests in the military and all of their financial and rhetoric might that they have, that's the problem. To try to blame it on the sitting president, I know better. And people who say, well, if Trump was in there, he would. Well, Trump is, as far as we know, he's a Russian asset. He'll just bend over and spread his cheeks for Putin and give him whatever he wants. And that's already obvious. That's not good for anybody. Just because it wouldn't be war, it'd become. See what I'm saying? I see it very clearly. And it's unfortunate, again, that the GOP, all they can do is, it's real sad. So I'm watching what happens next. Family, if you see this, you know I love you. Concerned about you out there with those fires and these earthquakes. Take care.